In today's session, I want to show you how to design an epic workshop for your clients, whether it's in person or it's online, really similar format, a couple of tiny tweaks, but this is the structure that make it easy for you to deliver an incredible experience, an incredible learning experience, and a transformational experience for your clients without killing yourself. Let me just set up a mistake that I think that most coaches make when it comes to designing these things. The very first workshop I ever ran, I had something like 500 slides for day one, which took a lot of friggin' work, to be super clear. It took a lot of work to design. That's one thing. But the second thing that was the problem was the experience live in the room. And I want you to think about every time you teach something, as you to try to inspire people, is you like exhaling, knowledge, value, wisdom, content. And so if this is you at the start of a day, you take a big breath in, and then you teach them as much as you can, and then you teach them a bit more, and then a bit more, and a bit more, and a bit more, and a bit more, until you're out. So we want to get this balance right, where the whole workshop can breathe, so you're not exhausted and they're not full. I want to give a shout out to a great friend of mine, an early mentor called Matt Church, who once said that the secret to running a great workshop is to make them work harder than you do. So I don't know where you're working too hard in your workshop design or delivery, but hopefully we'll fix that today with 5 big ideas. When you run a workshop, it should always be everyone's turn. It's like I used to run kids' parties. The one activity we never ran was a relay race because there was a lot of standing around and a little bit of activity for each person. We want to flip that and make it always everyone's turn. One of the ways we do that is mixing the delivery circles. In other words, the way that we design the activity should be designed so that each session, not just that the topic's different each session, but my son's dog's, I hope you can't hear it too loud. We want to mix the delivery circles, and I'll give you like 9 or 10 delivery circles in a couple of minutes. As we design the event itself, we want to design for energy. And so if you think about your first session, first thing in the morning, energy's going to be naturally good, but we've got to kind of ramp people in. After lunch, energy's a bit low. So we want something where they're doing more work and talking together instead of you doing the work and you doing the talking. Hire a host and huggers has been super big for me. Huggers have been amazing. Huggers are the team members in the chat who are messaging people all through the day. When I was running in-person events, I had when the events were a little bit smaller, my performance standard was by the end of the event, I had to have physically connect a hug or a tap on the shoulder or whatever, and some eye contact and a short conversation with every single person in the room, so that every person felt seen and heard. And when you're on Zoom, that's like, at least in my experience, that's been much, much harder. Play the missing C. Every great coaching program, every great event has some content and some coaching and some community. And typically, when we're in workshop mode or training mode, we focus on content and coaching and we ignore the community. And that way we're bigging up the community aspect. People will come for your content, they'll win because of your coaching, but they'll stay because of the community. We want to bake that into the event. I think there's an opportunity when you've got everyone together to do some stuff that you can only do when we're all together.